Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Katie. It has been a while since I last vlogged. I actually was 35 weeks pregnant the last time I talked to you guys, and obviously I had my baby. We had our little girl Chloe about 4 weeks ago. She actually turns a month tomorrow, and it is insane how quickly time has gone by since she's been born, and I have so many things to talk about. I'm actually about to go on a little grocery pickup run. I just fed Chloe for the last hour or so. The feedings take so long. I'm exclusively breastfeeding and it takes a while to feed her, and I feel like that's all I do anymore these days. Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way though. Like, she is the sweetest, best little baby. My pickup time is between 11 and 12 and it's already 11:30, so I need to head to the grocery store. I'm gonna fill you guys in on like all of the postpartum details and just how things have been going here in a bit, but I wanted to say hello. Let's head out for the day. I'm currently feeding Chloe again. We got back from Kroger probably like an hour or two ago. I think it's about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I'm not exactly sure, but while I'm sitting here, I'll catch you guys up a little bit on what has happened since I've had her. Well, my mom came into town when I was still pregnant, and then I ended up having her on the 30th. I don't know whether I want to go like far into her birth story or if I just want to like make a separate video about that. Let me know down in the comments. I've had her on March 30th in the morning, and then my sister came in a few days later and she stayed with us for a week. So we had family in our apartment for 2 whole weeks, and it was so much fun to have all of my family here. But then as soon as they left, the baby blues kind of started to hit a little bit, and it was kind of like that realization of, wow, this is really my life now, and so much change has happened in my life. And just thinking about labor and delivery, it just all like hit all at once. I had like a few days where I just felt a little bit off. Daily walks, getting outside has really helped me a lot, and especially now that I am healing and feeling so much better, it is a lot easier for me to do a few things around the house and just feel like a normal human being again. I think that's probably the hardest part about postpartum, those first few weeks where you can't really do that much. But I think that also like pregnancy definitely prepared me for that, because I already couldn't do a lot because I was so pregnant and in so much pain. But honestly, I am enjoying postpartum more than pregnancy. I feel like that is not very common, or that's kind of like a hot take, is that a lot of people are just really negative about postpartum, and I feel like my experience being pregnant was actually worse, and I was really scared about postpartum and just not knowing what to expect. I think what has really helped me a lot though is having Andrew home all the time. He actually has 2 months straight here at home before he goes back to work. Just having him here to help out has been helping me out so much, and just helping me like mentally also, so that I have the time to like get ready for the day and maybe do like a few extra little like things to make me feel better. That's kind of just what's been going on every day. Like I said, it feels pretty much the same. I wake up, I feed her. This morning we did a bottle so that I could sleep in just a little bit longer because I was just feeling extra tired from yesterday and from the night feeds. It was nice for me to have a little bit of time this morning.
Oh my love, you're such a fragile thing, I know.
Little Miss Chloe just ate for what felt like forever, and she also took a probably like an hour-and-a-half nap after I fed her earlier. Usually around this time it seems like she has a little bit of a wake window, so we're just underneath her play mat.
Don't worry about the cold just yet. The trees haven't started to shed.
Now is officially the start of, I guess you could say, our nighttime routine. So I just put Chloe back to sleep. The last few hours have been insane. She took an afternoon nap, as you guys saw, and then she ate again. Then she was up for just a short amount of time. I kind of like played with her a little bit underneath her playmat, but I didn't want to like overstimulate her or get her overtired. So I went ahead and like swaddled her, got her all ready for bed, and then turned on the hatch with the white noise, and that did wonders. That was my first time doing that tonight, and she did so well. She fell asleep so fast. So I passed her off to Andrew. It's about, I think it's probably about 7:30 or a little bit after. And this is kind of like my time to take a nap. I usually try to kind of like get a little bit of a head start on my sleep so that I'm not like completely exhausted at like 10 p.m. or whenever she does that like first, I guess you could say, night feed. Tonight went insanely well so far. Fingers crossed that she stays asleep. She's actually been doing pretty well lately with sleeping at night. She's been sleeping for probably about 2-hour increments. Sometimes it's 1 hour. It does get a little bit rough sometimes depending. We went through a cluster feeding phase back when she was like 2.5 weeks old, and it was pretty rough. I just felt like I was constantly feeding her, and I think during that time is when like my mental health like really took a toll, because I was just like, all I felt like I was doing was sitting on the couch. I couldn't even get outside for a walk or anything. It was just so exhausting. So luckily since then things have gotten better, and we've also just figured out what really works for us and what works for her at night. She really loves the Love to Dream swaddle because her arms are up. We tried the Halo for the first weeks. I don't think she really liked it. Like, she didn't really like having her arms down. She was like constantly wiggling. As soon as we laid her in the bassinet, she would immediately wake up, and we had a few nights where we slept like maybe an hour. Like, it was so awful. But ever since we switched to that swaddle, and then we started using the Tommy Tippy pacifiers, I'll link all of these down below so that you guys can check them out, because those pacifiers are the only ones that she has like really taken to. That has saved our lives. Time has gone pretty well. We have gotten like 1 4-hour stretch one time, and that was like the best night ever. We got amazing sleep. It's funny how like after you have a baby, even 4 hours seems like the longest stretch of sleep. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try and get a head start on my sleep here, and get a little bit of rest because I have not napped today. I did get to sleep in a little bit this morning, but I haven't taken like any naps throughout the day. So I'm gonna try and get a head start on that. But honestly, like, pregnancy tired for me, in my opinion, was worse than postpartum tired. I feel like once you, especially right after you have your baby, you have so much adrenaline that you just like literally are running off of that, and it's like this high that you just like somehow just manage it. But then once that fades away, like, you are tired, but it's still more manageable than pregnancy tired. And I think the difference is, when I was pregnant, I was constantly waking up in the night to use the bathroom, but then I also had to go to work. I had a lot of things that I had to do, and right now my only job is to take care of my baby, take care of myself, of course, like feed myself, but feed her, feed myself, and then just like rest and relax on the couch. I really struggled, especially those last few weeks of pregnancy. I was so tired all the time. I could barely move. It was pretty rough. So if you're pregnant right now and you're about to have a newborn, just know that it gets better. If you are feeling miserable, healing from postpartum is also a little bit rough, but I don't know, just nothing compares to how difficult it was being pregnant. And that's just my opinion. I know for some people it's the other way around, but postpartum doesn't always have to be awful. I'm gonna change into my PJs and hop into bed, hopefully get some rest and fall asleep, but if not, just kind of like rest my eyes at least.
No, my love, don't worry about the cold just yet.